type it up in chat, so I just have.
Hello, Daily Sales audience. We are back. It feels like it's been forever since we've done a fire talk, but we are back kicking off 2021 in style with a huge episode today, a C-suite episode today. So I'm going to hand over to Mark to do a proper introduction in just a second, but you guys know the rules. Let us know in the chat box where in the world you're tuning in from, and please think and ask any questions that you want to ask our amazing panel today about sales, marketing, revenue, growth. Any questions you've got, pop them in the chat box. We will be picking questions throughout, and you'll get to watch this amazing panel of people take some insane hot sauces. So I'll pass over to Mark to introduce our amazing guests today.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome. I am Mark here at Dooly, and this is Fire Talks. If you're just joining us for the first time, let me give you the 30-second version of what's about to happen. We gather the best growth, sales, and marketing leaders in SaaS, and we put them to the literal hot seat test. These are the world's hottest hot sauces, going up to 3+ million Scoville units. Darren was already shaking his head. Yeah. And we asked them hot Q&A live where we all eat these insane hot sauces. So stay tuned. If you haven't seen it before, it is about to get wild. And gonna pass off the mic individually to all of our amazing panelists here to introduce himself. Udi, you're the one who got this started. Why don't we pass it off to you, let the audience know who you're about and how you got here in the first place.
I know I got up this morning with an unshakable feel of regret. Now I know why. So thank you to my team for signing me up for this. You might want to start looking at the job postings later today. I am the Chief Marketing Officer at Gong. I've been with the company for 4.5 years, live here in San Francisco with my husband, our 3 children, and our pet bearded dragon.
Amazing. Colin, why don't you kick it off next?
Yeah, my name is Colin Stewart, co-founder, co-CEO here at Predictable Revenue. Yeah, been here for 9 years, even though I didn't start the company, but that's a longer conversation.
Yeah, Colin, fellow Vancouverite here, and also friends with Chris, our CEO here at Dooly. I know that Colin and Chris, the friendship may end here. We'll find out in 60 minutes today. Daryl, why don't you let the folks at home know what you're all about?
Daryl Prail, Chief Revenue Officer at VanillaSoft, another Canadian coming at you from Ottawa, Canada. Sales engagement platform, been here for almost 4 years, and I'm of interest. I'm a CRO who's a marketer by heart, so figure that one out.
Last but not least, Sangram. Sangram, let the folks know all about you, and then we're going to dive into that first bite of sauce.
Oh my God. Oh, so if it's anybody's fault, it's Udi's. Udi, I'm coming for you later on with something else. We'll figure out what that is. Sangram, I'm co-founder of Terminus, ABM platform. What's interesting to me is that this whole set of people, Daryl, Udi, who I know now a lot more, and I'm seeing like, they are not the people you would typically see for something like this. We are absolutely the worst possible people you could pick. And I think you're gonna I'm gonna break the stereotype of an Indian, Asian who can eat hot sauce. You're gonna see some really bad things. I'm in my basement, so my kids and family is away from me, and that is the beginning of this.
Too funny, too funny. Well, for those of you just joining us on the stream now, here's how this is going to work. Udi, Sangram, Daryl, and Colin will be answering any of your questions live on the stream. All you need to do is drop them in the chat, drop a comment in the stream of your question, and then Daniel Disney, our gracious host here, as always, is staying up at 10 o'clock at night UK time to moderate and do this for us. So if you're not following the daily sales, give Dan a follow. Some of the best sales, humor, and social selling content in the business. But everyone, drop your questions in the chat. We've got some to start things off, but don't worry. We're going to get some sauce going. So, Sangram, I'm going to start off with the question that you teed up for us. We'll get a bite of hot sauce from hell, number one. Here we go. Keep in mind, everyone, as we go throughout the hour, the sauces are going to get hotter and hotter. So these are some of the starter sauces. About 40 minutes in, we're going to hit crowd favorite, Da Bomb. And at the very end, we have a special sauce courtesy of Udi's team at Gong and the folks over at Terminus for Sangram, who you're going to want to stick around for it, everyone.
It smells vile.
Should I just go ahead and take a
Are we taking? I see Colin's already eaten.
Yeah.
It's lunchtime.
Grab your bottle, do a pour, and then we've got the first question queued up. You all ready?
Yeah. Eyes are popping out of my face.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
So this is a first. This is the first time that I've actually finished one of these second bottles. So I've got to go to my second sauce because it's actually done.
Wait a minute. Are we supposed to put the whole thing? I'm like, I put the...
No.
The whole bottle.
Wait a
You
minute.
have to, because, a man of your heritage, you should be able to handle that no problem.
There you go. I'm breaking all stereotypes right now. That is not true for me at all. I'm not even white, but I turn red when I eat hot sauce. It's so crazy.
Oh, man.
I'll go full lobster mode in a few minutes.
Sangram. Oh, man. I forgot what this was like. All right.
Are you struggling already? Come on, Mark.
He may have taken a little more than we did.
I had about a half tablespoon, so got a nice tingle going on. But Sangram, before when we were backstage, you said that you had a tweet just go viral, and it was about everyone thinks they know more about marketing than marketers. So yeah. I'd love to get the take here, especially when sales and marketing, some of the closest units that should be working together in the revenue team. How do you deal with that? What have been some of the strategies that you all have employed in your careers and lessons learned that you can share with the audience about dealing with that when as soon as you put something up, it's like, hey, that call to action, that copy, that email, I have 8 opinions.
I don't have a fan in this room. We might need one. Oh, man. All right. So I put a tweet this morning because I was in conversation with some company that I was advising. At this company I was advising, and it's so interesting that everybody had an opinion on what marketing should do. And I'm like, when was the last time you actually told an engineer what platform to use and what to do, right? When was the last time you talked to a plumber who comes in your house and say, you know what, it might be better to do it this way? You never do that. But when it comes to marketing, I think everybody feels like they have a free rein on it. And I get it, some of it, but not all of it. So some of it is, because it's customer facing, everybody can see it. So people have emotions and thoughts and ideas. So a lot of times I think people like, us in marketing, their job, I've just realized is more of a facilitator. I had to literally tell myself, my job is not here to make decisions. If I make decisions, I'm going to upset somebody. There's no way. My job is to facilitate a conversation that leads to a decision that 80% of the time, somebody's going to be upset. Like, it's just going to happen. So how do I facilitate that conversation? But that conversation I had with this company this morning, I was like, guys, you need to let marketing be marketing. Let them try something. Let them fail. Let them do something. And it's okay. And you know what? If it's perfect, it is going to be so average. It's going to be so crappy that you're not going to get anything out of it. Instead, let them do something crazy. So that was my conversation. I just put it up on Twitter and it's super viral. So I think the emotions are there.
Before we all dive in on Sangram's thread of someone going to be upset, we're at the bite of the next sauce, everyone. So it's time for a double tap of that first one, and then Daryl, Colin, Udi would love to hear your thoughts here.
Yeah, I'm happy to jump in. Should I take the sauce first?
Take the sauce
here
and then answer.
I'll make a lot less sense after. Let's try this. All right. Second bite of the first sauce, right?
Second bite of the first sauce.
Right place. All right, here we go.
Word.
Actually, it tastes terrible. It's like way too acidic, but it's not that hot. So it's really acidic. Okay. So here's maybe an unpopular opinion amongst marketers, but I think it's our fault. I think it's our fault. Thank you, Daryl. Well, you're a CRO. So, but there you go. Here's the thing. The joke about 90% of the lawyers giving a bad rep to the rest of them? So it's very similar in marketing and every other profession, right? And 20 years ago, when I started my marketing career, very quickly in these arguments that Sangram described, I used to jump to, I don't tell you R&D if you should write in C++ or in Java. Why are you telling me if I should publish on this channel or that channel? Today, back then I was young and stupid. Now I'm old and stupid. But I do have a few steps before I get to that point in the argument today, and that's what's changed. And specifically, I found that why does everyone think they understand marketing? Here's the thing, because it's not in code, it's in plain English. Okay, it's not C++, it's actually plain English. That's why everyone thinks they understand it. Now, I found that most people, if I actually can explain in very clear terms why I'm doing something. I had a conversation with my CFO, right? Like the grumpiest of them all. We love you, Tim. But I had a conversation with my CFO explaining a commercial campaign that we did a month ago that he did not understand. And after 5 minutes of me explaining, he scratches his head. He goes, now that you explained it, that makes a lot more sense now. Now, if I can explain a commercial to my CFO, you can explain your commercial to anyone. And so there will be that point at the end where I wanted to do a Super Bowl commercial. We can talk about that later. Yeah. So I came to my management team a couple of months ago. I said, we should do a Super Bowl commercial. And I had some good arguments why, but at the end of the day, it was still a huge risk where I was, folks, like, you've trusted me with this job. As long as I'm doing it okay and above, let me keep doing it. If I fuck up, sorry, can I say that? If
it's Daniel's account.
If I can consistently F up, then bring someone else to do the job. But until that happens, just trust me. And we did the Super Bowl. So I think it's our fault. I think we need to learn how to explain better what we're doing so that people understand, and only use that excuse of I don't tell you which programming language to use at the very end, and just ask for continued trust if it's working.
Well, speaking of continued trust, it's time for sauce number 2, and then Daryl, Colin will get you both to weigh in.
2 or 3?
Why are we shaking this thing? I mean, it doesn't really, does it help? It doesn't.
I don't know. It's been sitting on my shelf for forever. So, hey. Yeah. It's sauce number 2, Colin, but it's.
I'm hoping the top is not as spicy as the bottom, so I won't shake it.
I thought this was 3.
But it's only sauce number 2.
Oh, 2 bites.
Gotcha. You got it.
You can vote it up, though, Colin.
All right. Well, I'll just go back to. I'm at 2 already.
He's cute, guys. All right, he's cute. Go with that.
Oh, thanks.
This one's a little nicer.
Oh, you like that one?
This one's nicer than the first one.
Yeah, you should have 2 bites of that then.
I will soon. Okay,
that's more tangy.
Apparently.
That one's good. Got more bite.
You got yogurt on cue?
I've got yogurt. I've got ice cream. I've got scotch. I've got the work. I YouTubed all the remedies. I've got them all in front of me.
Yeah, I see people asking and making fun of like us drinking milk. Yes, I'm drinking cold milk. I don't know. There's Daryl. There's Mark is drinking cold coffee.
And I got backup milk, right? So there you go.
Yeah. So yes, we are drinking grown up.
Uninterrupted milk supply.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Dan, what's going on, Dan? Great to see you, man. As a reminder, everyone, when we come back to Daryl and Colin, if you have questions for the panel, drop them in the chat, and Daniel will be picking your questions and bringing them to everyone. So this is probably your only chance to ask this great panel of folks questions. Well, they are basically sauce inebriated. Capitalize on it now. Andre in the house. Oh, Andre got you here in the first place, Udi. So when you're thinking about
I know. Thanks for rooting for me, Andre. I'll see you later in my Slack.
All right, Colin, Daryl, you have a take on Sangram's proposition in marketing, or are you ready to move on?
I can talk. I can move on. Sure call.
Whatever you
take. I want you to take. Marketing.
Okay, I'm going to take. It's a double. All right. So why do people think they can do marketing? I blame home and garden television, because they all sit there and they say, oh, isn't that's pretty? That's ugly. Those colors go together. I am creative. I'm good at this. Look at my stuff. If they can do it, that's easy to do. Doing an email, you sit there in HubSpot or MailChimp or Marketo, or that's nothing. I can do that. So it's a whole DIY colors creative aspect as part of it. But the other part is a little more subtle. And this is the C-level perspective. If at the executive table, you allow, as a marketer, you allow yourself to be bullied, for lack of a better word, by sales or by anybody else, and you're just the person who does the cute little trade shows and the collateral, then everybody's going to think they can do a job better than you, because they second guess your abilities and they think highly, they overestimate their own. So the solution to this is pretty straightforward. It's exactly what Udi said. You explain it, but even more specifically, you explain it in terms they understand. So if I'm talking to a CFO, I'm going to talk about costs. I'm going to talk about returns. I'm going to talk about all this other stuff. If I'm talking to my sales leader, I'm going to talk about marketing qualified leads and conversion rate to SQLs and actual pipeline contribution, which would be actual bottom line contribution. So you know your audience. If you want to sell it, you have to speak in the terms your audience understands. A CFO is not a marketer, so stop treating them like a marketer and scratch your head when they don't understand.
Well, I want to hear from Udi, like when you explained about the Super Bowl ad and say, trust me, like how do you ask a CFO to trust you on that price tag? Like you must have done something really well before in order for him to trust you.
So I don't know, Mark and Daniel, you probably didn't know what scoops you're going to get here, but I haven't talked about the results of our Super Bowl campaign anywhere else yet publicly. But I'm happy to give some sneak peeks today. So first, I'll say, I got calls from CMOs all week once we went live with the news that we're doing a Super Bowl commercial, and all of them are like, "Man, I dream of working at a company where they trust me to do something crazy like that." And what deal did you get, and what are you doing, and how are you thinking about creative and all that? So I had lots of interesting conversations. But honestly, this might be a little disappointing to some of you. It was quite easy for me to get that green light because my CEO, Amit Bendov, he was a CMO for most of his career before he became a CEO. He gets marketing. Now, I often describe him as, and I know this is being recorded, I often describe him as being the biggest pain in the butt I've ever worked for, but I rather work for no one else. Because he is a true sounding board. He values and resources marketing, and he knows what he can expect from marketing. Two last fun facts on that. One, Amit hired me as the first marketer a full year before we hired our first VP of sales, because he wanted me to start working on demand gen and brand building so that when our salespeople come in, they would actually have a pipeline and brand to work on. What a radical idea, right?
Right.
And I'll bring the marketing person 2 years after sales are struggling as an afterthought. The second fun fact, and then we'll take a break, as I know Mark wants us to have some hot sauce. The second fun fact is this is the third company Amit and I have worked at together. Over the course of the last 22 years, we've worked together on and off at 3 different companies. So I'll take a break here for Mark's instructions, and we'll keep going.
Well, I can't wait to come back to more on the Super Bowl commercial, but the audience want to hear from Colin. And Colin, before we do that, we're going to get into a sauce, which I actually can't name on LinkedIn, but you all see what's going on there.
We're not allowed to say that.
Well, technically we are, but Daniel, we got your back. Want to make sure you keep you on LinkedIn.
I feel like I said worse words already.
It's like a fish. It's bass blasted, but maybe there's some letters missing.
All right,
you
let's
know.
do this.
Wasn't that an SNL skit?
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
Hey, Sangram, don't forget to shake it, buddy. It tastes better.
They all look the same, which is so deceiving.
I don't see Disney doing jack shit here. He's like, oh, it's 10 at night. I'm a wuss.
This one's not that bad.
I will be sharing this with you, Daryl, later on. That's my.
Dooly, you keep saying this is not bad. This is not bad. Can you do a live tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. and see what you say? Because that's what you said.
I'll text you tomorrow morning, Sangram.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while Colin's getting that bite, we have a special guest here from the Gong team. Welcome everyone to Sarah.
Oh God, I hope you're not here to get me.
Oh, but I am.
All right, Sarah. Tell the folks what you're here to do.
Well, first of all, I want Udi to take a bite of the bomb, and I have a very, very specific and Udi specific question that I want to
You have like
ask.
number 9 on the list. How did we jump all the way there?
That's how it works. Sorry.
That's how it works. That's how it works when you have a it's not a Zoom bomber. What is this? A StreamYard bomber.
I love you too, Sarah. All right.
You got a great team, Udi. Such a good team.
I'll join you, Udi. Solidarity, buddy.
I appreciate it.
You too.
We're doing this.
Oh boy.
Oh,
This is
God.
my least favorite part of the stream.
All right, Udi, are you ready?
This is way too thick. Like a drop is like a teaspoon. Jeez.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I think you need to do it. You need to double dab it. You need to double dab.
That's what I've got.
She's awfully brave, isn't she?
All right, I'm doing it.
Do you want to know what brazier means in
Oh,
French? It means
this is
small
bad.
fire.
Small fire.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Udi, my question for you is Cole Porter or Rogers and Hammerstein, and
Oh.
why?
Oh God. Hold up. This is bad. Rogers and Hammerstein, because like you, I'm a musical gal. I love the musicals. From vaudeville through Broadway to the modern musicals. I'm a sucker for a good musical. I love the show tunes. I play them. I listen to them. So Rogers and Hammerstein for sure.
Favorite Rogers and Hammerstein? That's my follow-up question. You have to take another bite of the bomb now.
What? If I do, that counts as my second and last one, Mark.
You're all on your own, man, at this point.
Oh, geez. Okay. Second the bomb. Still recovering from the first one, but thanks again, Sarah.
Anytime.
Yeah, we'll be talking about your career path tomorrow.
I was waiting for that.
The bomb number 2.
Yes, I'll be moving into marketing.
Almost
different
everybody
company.
can do marketing, right?
Obviously, they're going to need a new CMO. I'd have to say my funny Valentine.
Oh, okay. Very good. I like that.
One of my favorite songs. I recently uploaded my take on it to LinkedIn.
I sang along in the privacy of my own home.
I miss having you here in my home.
I
Me
know.
accompanying you to the wonderful musicals. Some of the gongsters witnessed that here.
Yes.
Well, one thing I need to check in is, Colin, you've now had 2 bites of the bomb, and you seem like you're sipping water. What is
Nope.
your secret, man? What is going on with you?
So far, no water, no bread. I'm seeing if I can go all the way through without touching anything.
Wow.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh my God.
It hurts.
I think that's
Great
a
man.
good idea.
Amber, that's not nice, Amber. Amber, come on. I thought you were special.
You are very special, so you have to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, that went off the rails quick. Sarah, so Sarah's been here before. Sarah's been in the hot seat with us. Sarah, do you have a question for anyone else? Colin was just about to come in and take one. Do you have a sales or growth question for Colin and something we can pick up before we move on here?
I think a sales related question. Okay. So I think that like right now, this is one of the things that I'm genuinely working on as a salesperson is staying multi-threaded. And at Gong, we recently released a part of our software that's basically surfacing like how many people do you need to have involved in a deal in order to actually like have a higher success of close rates. In our commercial segment, specifically for my team, we need to, specifically for my deals, my success rate increases. I have a 64% higher chance of closing a deal if I have 4 people involved in the decision-making process versus if I'm only talking to 1 or 2 people. My success rate, like if I'm only talking to 1 person, I have a 6% chance I'll close that deal. So if you're thinking about like, you know, and I think Daryl could do a great job of answering this, having been both a marketing leader and a sales leader. But, and this could be like a general question, but if you think about like, how do we cut through the noise and get as many people involved in a deal as possible as salespeople? What are like your top 3 best practices, both from like top of funnel marketing perspective and then like bottom of funnel or like in the middle of the sales cycle? How do I start pulling in these people who all have a different perception of why they might want to use my solution or use my tool? Do you like that question? Is that a good one?
That's a good one. But before we get Colin's take, everyone, it's time for the 4th small sauce. And then, Colin, we want to hear straight from you.
That number 4, Mark.
Spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous combustion. Here we go.
You should
That
do like
sounds
a
like my
whiskey
stomach right now.
tasting where you have to like swish it around in your mouth when you taste whiskey. You got to do
Straight
it for a
from the
minimum
bottle?
of 5 seconds. Yeah, just like a swish and then swish for 5 seconds.
I know, I'm sorry. I've got the whiskey here, so.
So Sarah, you've done this before?
Yeah, it was sad.
And
This
you're
one's almost
supposed
cold
to
compared to the bomb.
Like,
Really?
I feel like it's cooling my mouth down.
And Amber, I've got it drenched just for you.
Oh. All right, Colin. As soon as that wing's done, the floor is yours.
Trying not to get hot sauce on my mic here. Mark,
I got to keep backing it up.
I love the speech pattern. It reminds me of a certain YouTube series. It's top of mind. I can't think of it though. Guy's name's Sean, but I can't remember his last name.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea. This camera. So in terms of like multi-threading, yeah, I mean, I grew up Miller Hyman, and like that's one of the biggest things is you absolutely have to be multi-threading, but dependent on the size, like on your deal size, right? If you're selling something for $2,000, you're making a huge mistake if you're multi-threading. So I think it's all dollar. Oh, there it is. Dollar value dependent. It's trying to speak and go. So I think it depends on the dollar value. So that's number 1. In terms of tips, I'm a big fan of top down, bottoms up. So you enter the conversation top down because you want to be having sort of different conversations at each level. But I think one thing that a lot of people forget about is if you lose momentum mid sales cycle, bottoms up can really help confirm pain, can really help find those insights. So, you know, we as salespeople talk about bringing something new to the conversation. And I think that's one of the ways is if you have a deep understanding of your product and the obstacles and friction that your users are going through, like if you're multi-threading into one of those users of the product, which is quite frequently not the economic or financial or technical decision makers, that's an amazing way to bring insights to those decision makers that they maybe haven't had those conversations. So top down, bottom up, multi-threading, obviously a great one. And then one thing that our marketing team does an amazing job of, and I should say marketing team, I really mean revenue team, because we all roll up under one revenue leader as well. And sorry, but they come from sales, you know.
Can't all be cool.
Yeah, I know. They are amazing. And they took the role because they were better at it than me and a phenomenal people manager, but he's a jerk because I'm obviously here. So I think is super helpful having them all roll up, like genuinely roll up under one leader, regardless of what you call them. And one thing that our team does particularly well is the midbound stuff. And so it's not, call it whatever you want. It's not outbound. It's not inbound. It's sort of in between. So people that maybe engage with the conversation here, or they engage with one of our webinars and we have to go out of our way to build that list. Or maybe we're posting some like problem aware content on LinkedIn, just looking at the people that are engaging with that and then going to them. I don't think this is anything new to us. I'm sure this is stuff we've stolen from thousands of people before, but those are some things that I would highlight our team does really well.
Yeah. So great question, Sarah, and it's a perfect segue into one of your favorite sauces that I know that Eric Lindros loves. The big bottle, Medusa herself, Exoresco. So we're leveling up here to a 7-pot Primo hot sauce. No. There we go, this one. There we go, that's the one.
You're changing up the order, Mark. You're confusing us.
You had
skipped
extreme regret first.
Oh, would you extreme regret next? I'm losing my mind. All right, extreme regret is next.
Okay, what's important here is that before we started, Mark's like, okay, everybody, you know the order of things, right? And then the first thing he does is skips the order of things.
It's been 45 days since the last one, so I'm a little off my base. But here we go, extreme regret. And then Dan, do we have any questions queued up, or do you want to take another one from the show notes?
We've had some amazing questions come up. I'll dig them out ready as these guys get the hot sauce ready.
Oh boy, I forgot what this felt like.
Mark looks like he's got extreme regrets right now.
Yeah, I've got extreme regret for sure.
Okay.
This one's a thick one, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to hammer the back of that bottle.
All right.
Oh my God.
Right, are we ready for the question while you guys are consuming the sauce? We've got a really good question, I think, from Eileen. How do you think companies will be able to determine the benefit of Clubhouse on their marketing efforts? Clubhouse, for anyone who doesn't know, is a new social media network, audio only, kind of blowing up quite a lot at the moment. So not sure if anyone on the panel has got experience with Clubhouse, but I think a very good question.
I mean, I think the only answer or response to that is, come on.
Did you get your invite yet?
I'm an Android guy.
I'm an Android. So I'm not an iPad.
Oh.
Well,
Oh my God, all my fellow androids.
Yep.
so Daryl, you have been on a bunch of it. You and I have been on a couple of them.
We've been on a couple. I've got several I'm on this weekend. It's already scheduled, but I did a LinkedIn tweet about it, post about it. Oh my gosh, a LinkedIn tweet. Oh man, the sauce is getting to me.
Nowhere cool enough to be on Clubhouse.
The sauce is really kicking in when that.
Yes, it is. I did it just before we went live. So yeah, I mean, it's a great question. How do we measure the results? Honestly, I don't know, because the format doesn't lend itself to measuring, right? I don't know who signed up. I don't know who these people are. I can follow them. They can follow me. The only thing it is branding. It's thought leadership. It's word of mouth. In the conversations, you can, share resources and you can point people to it, but you can't even track it in any kind of, UTM codes or anything else. So at this point in time, I think it's just pure branding. It's no different than I would say, on social media, just generic social media. It's very difficult to measure an actual ROI on that. Not talking social media advertising, but just social media. Same concept.
Do you think it's smart to the marketing people?
Sorry, go ahead, Colin.
Yeah. Do you think it's smart though to start building your audience on something as closed as, say, Clubhouse? Whereas, like, to me, it seems the value there is to be able to have a broad conversation with a whole bunch of people. And it seems like the celebrity of it is going to be less exciting in 6 months to a year. So one, is it a really smart place to build an audience on right now? And two, like, if that is such an amazing thing and what's valuable is the thought leadership, why not just do it on Zoom with your customers or your audience and have more control over that conversation?
Because when you do it on Zoom, everybody see that your Androidness is coming out. All right, you have to experience Clubhouse. Because I had the same conversation. I'm like, I'm an old guy. Clubhouse, it's a glorified conference call. It's all it freaking is. And we've evolved to, Zoom and social media and the live streams like here. So why would I do it? The reason you do it is because I don't actually need to be on a screen. I don't need to sit. I don't need to do comments like we're doing here in the chat to partake. I can be riding my bicycle. I can be going for a run. I can be having a bath. I can be taking care of the kids, and I'm still part of the community. That's why you do it. And to answer your question, why do you do it now when it excludes the Android community? Totally fair question. But you and I both know this is marketing 101. They're just creating hype and demand. They're going to open it up. It's inevitable. So why don't you get in now before the noise really magnifies? I mean, perfect example. Try making a name for yourself on LinkedIn in 2019. Now try doing it today in 2021. Dramatic difference.
Well, now that I'm at audio comes in and out, or video, man, really, now it's really kicking in. Audio, video, I can't even say what.
See, I had the same thing. I posted a tweet on LinkedIn.
I never thought my face will turn red, but here you go. the only way that ultimately a list is made is email. That is the only thing you absolutely own. There's nothing else. You don't own LinkedIn. You don't own Twitter. You don't own anything. You're just renting at all these places. And to Dallas' point, I feel like Clubhouse is nothing but a really, really interesting, I shouldn't say the word nothing, really interesting radio where everybody get to be on their radio. They could become a radio host and they can start building like an audience for your radio show. It's no different that I don't know, whatever FM, AM series that you listen to, you can actually tune into your radio show at any given point and there's something going on. So for people to be successful in Clubhouse, I think they need to figure out a way to be there at a certain time, at a certain point, every single time, so you're consistent. And now people are going to recognize it, that that's my radio show to tune into. And that is going to require a lot of power, as opposed to LinkedIn and Twitter and stuff. People don't schedule time that this is the time I'm going to be on LinkedIn. This is the time I'm going to be on social. Clubhouse is actually changing that paradigm, so it's interesting. And plus, for all my Android friends, this is really heartbreaking. I get it. So no hate going on at all.
Well, speaking of heartbreaking, we want to introduce our next special guest here, fan favorite of the show, Eric Lindros. Eric, welcome to the stream. I see you got your Chardonnay.
Udi, let her go. I say Udi, you say let her go, Udi.
I'm sensing a pattern here, Mark. I'm sensing a pattern here.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Eric was on the show when we had the Gong Gauntlet back in 2020. Fan favorite. Eric, do you happen to have your golden toilet near you as well?
I do not. However, I do have a corn dog and charcuterie board. Udi, unlike Sarah Brazier, which Sarah shout out all day, I'm gonna take it with you, okay?
I gave mine to my dad.
How did this become the Udi show, folks?
We opened it up to cameos, and I think, Udi, this is a great time to ask you about the results of that Super Bowl commercial. But let's get a bite of that bomb early on.
I already took two.
The ball.
Udi, this is for you. I'm here in support, okay?
Thank you, Eric.
Udi.
If you were supportive, you would not be here.
No, I didn't say it was Russell Banson. I didn't say anything. I would never have nominated you. I got your back.
All right. Bomb number 3 then.
Cheers, everyone.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Luckily, I've closed my calendar after this meeting today.
Oh my.
So you want to hear about the Super Bowl, Mark?
Yes. Let's hear about the Super Bowl. Here first. Dooly Fire Talks. Udi, Gong Super Bowl. Let's kick it off.
Wait, sorry. Did you tell Eric to ask something, or should I go off?
Yeah, Eric. Let's hear Super Bowl first, and then we want your question, Eric, for the crew. Here we go.
Okay, so when I was convincing, rather discussing with my CFO and CEO and others on the executive team about the Super Bowl app, so they're like, okay, so other than brand awareness, which we get but we'll never be able to measure, what do you think is going to happen? So I'm like, no, I think the best case scenario, we could see a flood of inbound and new business opportunities that would even break the record that we set during our last fundraising round back in August. For those who don't remember, we're living in a cave. The last round was $200 million. And we broke all sorts of records for inbound. Like we had to move SDRs from outbound to inbounds just because they were drowning in opportunities. We had to shift around some team members. So that was like the last big record. Like, I think we can break this. And then we did Super Bowl. Long story short, last week, we broke a whole bunch of records, and it was indeed a record-breaking week for number of new business opportunities. I cannot share the exact number. It has a lot of digits in it. It's a big number, and it broke the previous record by a margin. So even my CFO let me off the hook after that.
What's the time frame on profitability there?
Well, depending on the deal sizes, right? Because we have small 20K deals for SMBs, and we have large 7-figure deals for strategic, which can take 12 months cycle, I'm definitely going to be revisiting those in 3, 6, 9 months to see what happened, just in time for signing on to next year's Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I promise you all that we're going to give you new bathroom opportunities tomorrow morning after this show. So look forward to that. It's going to be real good. On that note, we're on the next bite of Exaresco. And then, Eric, if you got a question for the panel, drop it here, and we'll catch up on the final few sauces before we all get to your nominations. How's everyone doing so far?
Not better than expected.
All right, well, we'll have to amp that up a little.
So which
Thanks,
one now? Extreme Hellboy?
That's gonna be last, Sangram. You want to save that one to last, I promise you. Oh, that poured a lot. This one's like,
Well, this one's runny.
oh
Yeah, this
boy.
one's a lot much runnier.
Woo!
Oh boy.
All right, let's do
Yeah,
this.
that did pour a lot.
All right. Cheers,
This is
everyone.
a-
And then
this is a task.
Dan, we'll get the next question after Eric drops his with the corn dog. Here we go.
I'm getting lots of people asking me if I'm doing okay, if I'm diluting the sauces.
Yeah.
Honest to gosh,
Daryl, you have to show.
I'm doing.
I don't think it's good. It's actually not a good thing right now for me.
Sangram, are you doing better than expected? I'm doing better than expected.
Well, you definitely are not taking enough sauce then, because
Well, I'm putting a lot on.
Like, how can you be better than expected? That is zero
Ah.
from this.
All right, I think we're going to take another bite.
The
Let
chicken's
everyone get
taken.
some
I mean,
sauce, another bite.
The chicken helps. The chicken's great.
Mhm.
Here we go. Double tap. Let's get the Matooks going, everyone. We
The
got double-
Tukes.
We're going to Matooks.
We're going
Yeah,
to
one of them
Matooks.
Tukes.
Double tap it. We'll see if we can get Darrow to turn another shade of red here.
Oh, well, that shouldn't be hard.
Very interesting.
I did my research, and they said chicken or something substantial would really help.
Yeah, but here's it's interesting how many women are actually watching this and saying you guys look horrible, and you guys. I mean, I think more
No,
tuning into than guys for this show.
I had the wonderful Galen Girmay just text message to me. Are you okay? You don't look so good.
Daryl, how much of that stuff are you slathering on?
It's not coming out in this one.
You gotta bang this one like a ketchup bottle.
I
It's pretty-
know. But it looked good, didn't it? Like you were convinced I had lots.
You really did.
Yeah, great job.
All right. Well, Darrow's getting a sauce. Eric, why don't you lay out
There
your-
we go.
We'll all get this bite ready, and then Dan will queue up the next one. We are. Oh boy, we are off to the races now.
John, just to answer your question in the chat, yes, Chardonnay and DeBomb and a corn dog all day, all day. Udi, you are crushing this. This is my question. Would love it to be directed at Udi, but also would love to open up to the rest of the panel. So
Yes,
Udi is an openly gay husband, father, and CMO. And as someone who supports me in running, sorry, that's not it's real. As somebody who supports me in running our Proud Gongster LGBTQ+ employee resource group, what, in your opinion, can companies or individuals do to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion for our community from a marketing lens specifically?
That's a great question, Eric. Thanks for asking. I think the most important thing companies and executives can do is take a stand publicly. It's not enough to say in the boardroom, yeah, of course, we're all about inclusion and diversity, but why do we have to make a big deal of it publicly? I don't want to upset some of our customers. They may be more on the conservative side, or they may have other belief systems or whatever euphemism you want to use for being a-holes. But I think taking a stand publicly is super important, and it's so easy to do. And you know, everyone draws the line of like who they want to do business with and what they stand for. I'm sure I won't even mention groups to not get myself into trouble right now, but everyone has their lines of like who they would not do business with. I'm sure all of us are business people, but there are certain people in an organization we would not do business with. So are we really trying to make everyone like us? No, I don't want bigot, racist, homophobe people to like us. I don't care if they don't do business with me. So I think just taking a stand publicly, it does good for employees who know what their company and executives stand for. It does good for candidates who know what kind of company they're joining. And I think there are enough businesses and people out there that want to do business with companies who stand for something.
Can I ask a genuine follow-on as a straight white guy with kids? I've always, one of our values is like sort of actions speak louder than words. And I've never put too much stock in just tweeting something Or now, again, as you may have learned throughout here, I'm not a huge fan of social media in the first place. And to me, just posting something on social media to my followers on Twitter that probably don't know who I am doesn't feel like a very high bar for doing something. And so I haven't done anything like that, but specifically because not because I haven't wanted to or haven't wanted to support, but because I don't think it adds like a lot to the conversation. And so I'm curious, what are some things that I could do both from like a marketing perspective and like some actionable tactical things that aren't just pandering is not the right word, but like empty, hollow gestures.
That's a great question, Colin. And I think all of us can do something. You know, I'm not a Black person, but together with Eric and Sarah and our entire social team, I think we're doing a lot this past year to showcase the Black community and its struggles and its challenges and where the rest of us can help. So you don't have to belong to a community to stand up for it. But to answer your question directly, I think bringing someone who has a story around belonging to, say, the LGBT community, and you can do this around June, which is International Pride Month, or you can do it any day of the year. Like, have an open mic, like webinar, Q&A session with them. We do this every year at Gong for the last 3 years. We've been doing panels in all of our locations. Up until last year, they were live, and then last year we went virtual. So Eric and I and others have been bringing in folks from other company who dedicate their life work to inclusion and diversity. And we talk about why it's good for business and why it's the right thing to do and where can we start if we don't know anything about how to do this. It's just asking the questions, and there's so many people out there that are happy to answer and are more knowledgeable than me and you about these things. Just go find them and bring them and do an event for the company. If you want to start internal, it's really eye-opening. We've seen a ton of interest from all of our employees, not just the ones who belong to the community.
I want to echo that. The whole storytelling is huge and sharing. I won't go into details. My child is trans. They weren't always trans. Go through that process, opening it up, having that conversation with others is brilliant. It highlights the community. It highlights where they're at risk. It highlights where they're disadvantaged. And it allows the conversation to take place to make it better. It's storytelling, nothing. It's not marketing. It's not promotion. It's just being real. Uri, well done, man.
Thank you, sir.
Love you, Eric. I think that's why the fans love you and appreciate you coming here. I never thought we would get so real with the hot sauce, but it is that time now. It is officially the time for the official bite.
Come on, man. I've had it 3 times now.
Sorry. Those are the rules. So here we are.
Are you going to do the bomb when we've already done the bomb numerous times?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't make the rule. I do make the rules, but
You're the one who's making it up.
I'm at 3 now.
All right, here we go. Crowd favorite, and then we'll round up the last 10 minutes soon. Daniel will get the last question queued up.
10 minutes? Oh my God.
In the last 10 minutes, we're going to get nominations, final questions, and then, you know, Udi and Sangam will have the Hellfire. We've got that special treat from the folks back home.
Oh, yeah, I'm feeling the love here today.
All right. Mark, you should share. You should share. Mark shared with us before.
Too much now.
I'm having it. I'm having it. You can see it's going.
And then Todd, he's going to do this.
Mark shared with us before we went live that the bomb isn't the biggest Scoville factor among here. But what was it you were saying? Mark, I'm waiting for you right now. Talk.
Oh, God.
What makes it so bad?
The way that, oh my God, it aspirates in your lungs, but the way that the bomb works is it's got capsaicin extract, which is basically like pure heat distilled. So technically it's only about 185,000 Scoville. Well, these ones are about 1.3 million. Ooh. It hits like a truck. You see, Udi's got this sponge. Yeah, you can see it.
It's definitely better with the chicken. The first time I did it, it was just on a chopstick, and I had no food before. I had nothing after, and I was dancing. Like, I recorded the video, and I was like, yeah, that wasn't so bad. And like 2 minutes later, after I'd finished recording, I'm uploading. I'm like running upstairs to get some bread. I was like, holy.
That was
I
me.
wish I had on video. Should have told you to record a few minutes longer.
I was super confident on video, and it does have like a decent taste to it at first, but now I'm tasting the extract, and it's just firebombed the right side of my mouth.
Yeah. How's everyone doing?
Wow.
Yeah, Udi keeps saying this is not so bad. This is not so bad. This is as bad as it gets.
Well,
Sangram.
it gets much, much worse, specifically for you. So
Thank you.
Yes.
all right. And do we have a final question before we move into the final bite and nominations to round out the show? I know we didn't get all the questions because we had a lot of good ones that came through, but it's been a
There are
great
some good questions. I'm going to find one, but the engagement's been insane tonight. Everyone has been jumping on the comments, and thank you for doing so. I did see a few questions. Give me a sec. Actually, there's a good follow-on question to the one we've just done from Cynthia, which I thought was good. How can the tech industry also increase diversity with women and minorities in tech?
Yeah, I can take this one for myself. Like, so for Terminus, I've always been, well, in the beginning, I was being the token diversity guy, right? Like, it's someone who just comes in, immigrant, brown, like all that. And then what I realized in the early days is that it is a lot of it was like my own mind on this. When we had leaders in our organization who said, hey, if you want to be in a leadership position, a lot of times it was like, well, why are you not? In having that conversation. It was eye-opening for me is that, oh my God, there's something that we're not doing enough as an organization to actually encourage that and actually see that. And one of the things we started noticing and actually doing more with TK coming on board was like, if we don't take action and are visible, if our board is not diverse, like, let's start at that point, which is why it is right now. But initially the board wasn't diverse. If we don't start with our board, it's not going to go down to our executive team. It's not going to go down to the next level, to the next level. So we actually had made a call saying, at the board level, we need to make that change. So I feel like it is everyone's responsibility ultimately to actually channel and get that information out there. But man, we felt it. And the other part was, I'm in Atlanta. Atlanta is pretty diverse. And when we looked at our own team and saying, well, we don't even represent our own city. That really, as Daryl is passing out, I think that was a point of thought for us. So we started at the board level and really are hoping that actually trickles down, because it's not what we say, but what we do is really what's going to happen.
Well, to pause right there on a very important question, Colin, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Yes. Chris, our CEO here at Dooly, and the leader of the ship, Chris, though you're on mute, by the way, is here to participate a final hot sauce with Colin and see if their friendship will endure after this. So, Chris, are you ready?
No.
Yes. Coming in cold. This is the best.
I'm wildly unready for this. I was talking to Sarah earlier. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Chris?
I'm well, I think.
We're just multi-threading live on stream.
Well, for now, in about 2 minutes, we'll find out how you're really doing.
There is a reason why I stopped doing this show and welcomed Mark to take the driver's seat on this.
He's doing a great job. I'll tell you that. Except that he keeps forgetting the order of
All right, so Chris is going to be sampling, I believe, our new line of hot sauces coming up for season 2, the Holy Dooly. So for those of you out there who are excited about the new line of sauces, we have 4 coming up soon and another 4 for a complete set of 8. Soon you'll be able to get in and experience this entire disaster for yourself at home. So stay excited for season 2.
Yeah, this is great. I'm really thrilled to see that I grabbed the hottest one by accident. I'm just gonna go and get myself something to. Mark, you know where the address is. So if I just drop dead, just
yeah,
go unlock the doors.
Wi-Fi spot there. So everyone here, Udi and Sangram, we've got your special final sauce that I will be having with you while we get you ready to hear the nominations. And Daryl, Colin, we have our final bite of the bomb, number 5. Sorry, but not sorry. And we are here and ready to go. Unfortunately, the Canadian ham is the one. Yeah.
So I'm going to do this the stupid way and just like nothing else but the hot sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Boy,
what an
oh
idiot
boy.
I am.
I hate this one so much. This is quite possibly the worst sauce I've ever had. And Dale Dupree, this is we got this for you, man, and you've literally ruined Wednesdays for me.
I'm not even like, I'm just a guest cameo, and I feel so pressured, Chris, to do this with you. And I hate that I feel pressured right now. With you.
All right.
You kind of just need to do it, Eric.
So,
Here we go.
So how is everybody doing? Before I actually do this, is everybody hanging tough on this? Has anybody tapped out?
Pineapple is a safe word. We haven't heard pineapple yet, so no safe
Still
word.
here. Still here.
You're about to hear pineapple on my side and a couple of F-bombs afterwards. Okay, bon appetit.
Cheers, everyone.
Bon appetit.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm feeling Chris's pain.
I forgot.
oh.
I thought food was supposed to be enjoyable.
No, this isn't enjoyable.
As
feel
much
like
as this hurts, tomorrow morning is going to suck.
So this is one of our new songs.
I want to send an ambulance. Where are you?
Don't need the ambo yet, but yeah, I mean, they start like clutching for the milk soon.
Oh my gosh.
It's really hot.
Oh,
Really, really, really hot.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't hear you, Sangram.
Well, are you eating yogurt?
I am.
Milk
So,
Yogurt and whiskey. Those are the two things that are keeping me alive right now.
so I'm on dry February, so I can't do the whiskey. And I'm in our office right now because somebody's got to water the plants while we're all doing this remote thing. And there's no milk or anything in the fridge that I would want to touch because it's been here since last March, I'm sure.
Probably yogurt now.
Oh,
It probably is.
this is my favorite time of the show because now that you all are letting that percolate in, we get to get your nominations. So everyone, now that Udi, Colin, Darrow, and Sangram have survived the hot seat, we turn it back to them and we say, now that you've experienced this and survived, who do you want to see in the hot seat? Sangram. Well, let's go to Darrow. Darrow looks like he's struggling. Darrow, let's
No,
start
I'm
with-
good. I got my list of candidates right here.
Daryl,
Love it.
I'm going to send you something in the mail that will make you feel not good.
Yeah, but I just watched you take it all like straight, and it wasn't a little piece.
Yeah, that
Wasn't your best move. All right. Okay, so if I give you a recommendation and they've been on the show, yell at me, all right?
Got it.
Let's start off with my good friend Sam McKenna.
Sam has been on.
Damn it. Let's go to Jeff Bajorek.
Jeff has not.
All right. Now, you already got Matt Hines, right? He volunteered in the comments.
Yeah, Matt Hines yesterday is in. So for those of you who know Matt, he's going to be coming on the show soon. Anyone else in your sights, Darrow? Who else is in the
Yeah, I'm
car?
going to go Canadians if he's not been here already. Tyler Lessard.
So Vidyard's a customer. Tyler, I'm sorry. We've got a gauntlet hopefully queued up with them soon. But Tyler, we're going to have some fun.
Good.
All right, Colin. The buck comes to you. Who do you want to nominate to join us for the next episode of Dooly Fire Talks?
Who's that? That's me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys had, I'll go the Canadian. Go Canadian. So are you doing sales specifically or
Sales,
entrepreneurship?
Growth, marketing, leadership. We cover the whole gamut.
Like, who do I know that'd be good enough that I really don't want to offend by inviting them on here? I mean, Chris, I might burn a bridge for you with this one, but Jason Smith.
Yeah, that's fine. You can burn that bridge. That poor guy, he won't survive this.
Todd Hines would be fun to see on here too. I'd like to watch
You know
that guy
Jason
sweat.
couldn't survive this.
I know that's why it's fun to bring his name up. I bring those two guys up. Have you had Justin Michael on?
We have not, but Dustin's already in queue. We've got him coming up
Yeah,
for
he's
season
in there.
2.
He's in the queue.
Yeah.
Cool. Guy we just started working with, and I won't try and butcher his last name, but Thibaut, over in Germany. Sorry, what's that, Mark?
Thibaut Tom Bacard?
No.
Okay. We'll take that offline. I'll make sure we get that later. All right.
Yeah. I'm not going to try and pronounce it.
Got it.
From Sales Labs.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, yes. We had a chat before out in yes. Okay. Udi.
Sure. So I've noticed that nice Canadians do well here. Have you had Scott Barker on already?
Yes, we have.
Yeah. All right. So I'll move to less nice Americans. So a few names for you. Gaetano. Well, he's Italian, so
Gaetano. Great call. Yeah.
That's one for you. My good friend Nick Christalis from Drift. Nick Christalis, he's sales director at Drift. And why don't we get Trisha Gilman at Drift as well while we're at it?
Well, Chris, you could speak a little bit to the Dooly Drift things happening.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to nominate Michelle Peach, also from Drift, or was it Drift, and we'll let you know very soon where Michelle is going to end up. So Michelle's pretty amazing, and she was actually a Datadog prior, so she'll have lots of great stories.
Yeah, Michelle, we're sorry.
Sorry, Michelle. Totally sorry, Michelle. I would also, so I think it'd be really fun to do an alumni show with my old crew at Vision Critical, who are all great sales leaders at other places now. So I'm going to nominate Mark Bergen, who is head of sales at Shopify. And he's going to hate me for this. Oh, he's going to hate me.
It's a good Canadian company, so there we go.
They're doing okay. I've heard they're doing all right. So Bergen is definitely up for a nom, and I'm going to say Gord Baisley, who runs a pretty cool little company out of Vancouver. But I'm also going to say, like, I think it'd be really interesting to do like a sales ops or sales enablement show, which I'm sure we've done some guests of in the past. Hillary Headley, look out. We'd love to see you on the show. Zoom, and I got a few others that I'll throw in after.
All right. Well, before Chris burns any more bridges for us here at Dooly, Sangram coming up in time. Who do you have that you nominate?
Yeah, well, people are already calling me that I'm melting. That is true, 100%. Like 100%. Yeah, thanks, Patrick. I think AmberCon is actually on this thing, so AmberCon would be really good.
Yes, and she's been trash talking nonstop, so get her on the show.
AmberCon should be totally on it. We should have James Gilbert. He's a CFO.
Oh, he'd be great. Yeah.
CFO of CRM Next. He reports to 2 CEOs, so he's a fun guy to talk about how that works out for him. We can have also Lisa Sharapata, who is a VP of marketing at MindTickle. Really solid. And then Dal, you'll love this. Amber Bogie, who's won like multiple ABM awards out there. So Amber Bogie, like I think more women should be on it because men are really terrible at this.
Yeah, we had celebrating. We had an all-female cast. We've got a number of female revenue leaders coming up. So don't worry, we're coming for you. I want to be respectful of the time we've got. I know that we're 2 minutes over.
Oh yeah, please be respectful to our time. It's time to move on.
I want to say a huge thank you first to Dan for hosting us here at literally 11 o'clock in the UK and putting this production on. Udi, Colin, Daryl, Sangram, and both you, Eric and Sarah, for cameoing and everyone who's come on. We appreciate you. You put your bodies and your minds on the line in a way that I'm sure you've never been asked to before, with a safe word and with waivers.
Again.
I'm a little shocked. I feel like everybody's faring too well at the end of this show.
We're gonna have to send the Holy Dooly next time and really.
Let's go, Chris. Let's go.
I'll bring it on. I showed Sarah our new labels, so Sarah can speak to the cool heat that's coming your way.
They're really good. They're really good. I'm jealous. Yeah. I want them for the labels, not for the sauce inside, just the labels.
And I mean, the biggest thank you is to everyone who's tuned in here, all of the audience, all the folks that have been part of season 1 that's made it happen. we do have a big announcement to make. So a little sneak peek. We are going to be building the full season 2 of Fire Talks. We have over 60 companies and 200 people in the queue from all the demand from season 1. And we are going to be building a full new brand, a multi-threaded streaming platform, and taking this to a whole new level. So if you liked what you saw for Fire Talks, this was the $0 production that, you know, Chris and our team here at Dooly put on for now, but we are taking it to the majors coming up soon. So stay tuned for more amazing hot content like this. And again, Daniel, everyone participating, all the audience, we love you. We're coming back soon. And we're going to wrap here and do a quick 2-minute after show with everyone and make sure that they're all safe and good. But stay tuned for more amazing episodes of Fire Talks coming up. We'll see you for season 2 soon.
Thank you.
See you later.